Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. This is going to trigger a lot of people, and I really don't care. Let me just quickly say this. The reason I don't care is because somebody has to say it. There has to be a counterbalance out there. There has to be another voice saying this thing, right? We're not just going to let this go unchecked. So what happened yesterday? Yesterday was opening night in the NBA. Okay, it was opening night. And we got to see two interesting games. Well, at least the first one was between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Boston Celtics. And the second game featured the NBA champions, Golden State Warriors, and the Los Angeles Lakers, right? Good. Now, going into that game, I think most of us would have felt that the Warriors were going to win that game. Obviously, you would feel that. This is the reigning champs. They probably got even better. So I don't know why you would think the Lakers, with so many question marks going into that game, would win that game, right? So the Lakers lost that game, right? They lost it, and it came to no one's surprise. Good. But what I noticed was while watching the game was while the Lakers were trailing at one point, you would think that, okay, well, maybe LeBron would kind of like, hey, listen, man, it's a long season. We got another game coming up on Thursday. What the hell am I doing? We're not going to beat this team, right? But instead, what was happening? LeBron was doing what he usually does sometimes, which was he started stat padding in that third quarter to get his stats. And let me tell you why that happened before I get into the deeper aspect of this. LeBron has figured out something very powerful. They have a formula. LeBron has figured out, if I get my stats and we still lose, there are people in the media that can craft a story around that and say, well, look, what else could he do? Look, he put up good numbers, and he's figured out that formula. But it seems like yesterday, a decent amount of NBA fans finally had enough, and they started calling them out on it. But before we get into the comments that these NBA fans made, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what I want to do here is I want to read an article from fadeawayworld.net. Okay? It's not long, but I want to read this article. Article starts off, NBA fans criticize LeBron James despite him getting a 35-point double-double. He's the biggest stat padder the game has ever seen, right? Generally, when players put up big numbers on their team, it means they had a good game. Obviously, we have to apply context when evaluating those type of performances, but as a whole, the premise is true. LeBron James recently put up 35 points and 14 rebounds for the Los Angeles Lakers in their loss against the Golden State Warriors. While there's no doubt that those are elite numbers, LeBron James received a lot of criticism from fans who thought he was stat padding. However, there were some who appreciated the performance of the superstar. Let me read what some people had to say on Twitter. Show the efficiency. One person said, responding to Hoop Central. Another person said, stat padding in the fourth. And then somebody else said, what about Curry? Somebody else said, what about, don't let these stats fool you. He was awful tonight. Somebody responded, he was awful, but put up those numbers, shows how good the dude is. Another person said, he's the biggest stat padder the game has ever seen. Another person said, admirable stat padding once the game was over in the third quarter. Another person said, still lost. Another person said, these stats are so fake, please take them off my screen. Another person said, that's actually wild at his age. Respect to one of the greats. Won't be able to see this forever. The reason we decided to produce this show is simply because of this. I already know what the talking point is going to be today by the LeBron zealots out there. The talking point is simply going to be this. The Lakers lost. They are a bad team. They have no shooting. LeBron put up 35 and 14. What else do you want him to do? That's what they're going to talk about. That's what it's going to talk about. It's all going to be about LeBron's stats. No one is really going to be talking about the losing. And if they are talking about the losing, they're going to be blaming other people, which brings me to Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. You know, I'm sick and tired of what Shannon Sharp and Skip are doing with this Russell Westbrook story. You know what? I'm just being, I'm really sick of it. I'm really sick of it. No one is saying don't criticize the guy. No one is saying that Russell Westbrook is a perfect fit. No one is saying that he's had perfect game. No one is saying that. No one is saying that he was perfect. He had a perfect rapport with the media last night. No one is saying that. The fact of the matter is this, though. The reason the Lakers will lose and continue to lose is because no one wants to tell the truth. LeBron putting up 35 and 14 is absolutely irrelevant. Absolutely, totally irrelevant. Kawhi Leonard can average 25 points this season, 6 rebounds or 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and the Clippers are going to win more games. I'll give that guy more credit than LeBron averaging 30 whatever and 14 rebounds on a trash team. Those stats mean nothing because they don't contribute to winning. They have zero impact on winning, so therefore they're null and void. We can't even talk about them, but that's going to be the talking point. And after a while, let me just say this to some NBA fans, because maybe some LeBron fans watch these videos and they try to understand why am I doing this. Let me tell you, what I'm giving you guys is a different perspective. There are other NBA fans that have this opinion, and I'm representing their opinion. I'm representing their opinion. Now, if you don't want to hear this opinion, there's a very simple solution. Don't watch the video. If you want to get the opinion that you want to hear, you know where to go. Go to ESPN. Go to FS1, and you get it in droves, bucket loads. You get it from morning till night. The thing I don't understand about you guys, however, is this. Why do you come here and want to force people to have your view? I don't understand it. Do you want everybody twerking it up all over the place for you guys? Is that what you want? I'm calling it like I see it. These are irrelevant stats because they lost. But LeBron knows. And he knew this back, I believe it was in 2011 when they lost in the finals. What did he write on the shirt? Check my stat. He knew this. Last season, everybody's talking about it was a great season. He's averaged 30 points per game. They didn't even make the play-in. Who cares? Forget about the playoff. They didn't even make the play-in. How the hell did the Clippers make it into the play-in and the Lakers didn't? How? And finally, let me say this last point. Because this is going to be another talking point this season. Lack of shooting. At no point in time have I ever heard anybody say about Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant that those teams didn't have shooting on the floor when they themselves would probably usually the best shooters on the floor. Michael Jordan can shoot. Kobe Bryant can shoot. There are no stats that you can tell me, oh, well, look at how much he averaged per stats. But everybody knows those guys. We already did this. We already looked at all the unassisted jump shots that Kobe Bryant made within, I believe it was a 10-year window, and LeBron and all. Like, I don't even want to hear what you guys are talking about because you guys bring up stats, but you never put it in context. If somebody slept for 1 year and didn't watch this entire season and they saw one guy average 32 points, 15 rebounds, and 20, they'll say this guy had a hell of a season, right? But they don't look at the record and saw what actually happened. It'll tell you a different story when you put that into context. Them dudes could actually shoot. The Lakers have no shooting, including LeBron. He can't shoot. He can't. If that's your best shooter, you're in trouble. And for the fact that you guys, I'm going to leave it there. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.